Happy Saturday, T Squad. It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 1 review. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken seriously or literally, meaning my jokes and jones. So if that works for you, let's get into this review. So before I got to the end of this episode, I was going to say, okay, this was a decent, season premiere episode. It was pretty much just catching us up on where all the ladies are in their lives. But baby, when we got to that last 10 minutes, I got to give it to them. Carlos and the ladies, y'all did the dang on thing. Even though it was sad to see and shocking to see, that was a good season premiere. Now let's get into it. So we start off with Latrice's husband. Child is back staying on their property. One of his older kids. So one of his kids, period. So they have Latrice's stepchild that's probably her same age, and the grandbaby staying there. Of course, Cliff loves having the grandbabies around because he wants another child. And this is giving Latrice a little bit of practice about, being a mom and everything. But not only do they have Cliff's son and grandkids there, she has invited her employee and friend Josh to come stay with them because, during the time of filming, Jackson, Mississippi was dealing with the water crisis. I don't know if it's still going on right now, but it was really, really bad. So they're all in the kitchen. And Latrice was like, let me fix him something to eat. And Josh was like, why does she have to cook? And I was like, well, ain't he opinionated to be living in somebody else's house? Okay. I was like, well, what is going on here? So then in his confessional, he was like, Cliff is one of those old grumpy men who I can just do and say whatever, and it bothers him, and I get turned on by that. What? So you like aggravating people on purpose and you living in their house scot-free and they're doing you a favor. No matter if you like him or not, it's still a level of respect that you're supposed to show somebody when you're in their home and they're doing you a favor. That was weird to me and childish. And it's like, what is going on? I was like so taken aback by Josh, and he was very polarizing. It's just like, is this an act? Like, are they all in on it, or is this really how he acts? It took me a minute to figure out, oh, this is not an act, because I fully, until the last 10 minutes of this episode, thought that Latrice, Josh, and Cliff had decided this was going to be their storyline this season, and this was going to be like a fake storyline, because I was like, this could not be real. But oh, it's real. It's real. So Cliff was like, he stirs up problems in our marriage. And Latrice says, I don't think that. I think it was on the surface and was about to bubble over anyway, talking about the issues in their marriage. I mean, we all saw from season 1 that they have issues in that marriage. So Cliff was like, we got to get Josh out of here before I snap. He's a freeloader. This is my house. He disrespected me. And Josh was like, we not going to talk about who you disrespect. And I was like, oh, so he just spilling all the tea. So once again, y'all, when I'm watching this first scene, I'm like, they coming in heavy and hot. This gotta be a storyline for them. Like, this cannot be real. But oh, it was very much real, where Josh got on camera and was calling out their marriage. And I was shocked and stunned by that. Oh, okay. So then we see Latrice in one of the bedrooms, but it's not the bedroom that she shares with her husband. We find out that she has been sleeping in a separate bedroom because she says they're not communicating effectively. And if she ain't feeling the vibe, then it's just that. I'm like, you already ran away one season. Now you're sleeping in another room. Like, what exactly are you trying to hold on to in this marriage? Because it's obvious that things are just not working. It probably worked for you in the beginning. You was young. He had money. You know what I'm saying? I know she had her own stuff going on, but you see this man of influence and power, to an extent, and wiser and all of this stuff. And it probably was cool to have somebody lead her and all of this stuff, considering, I forgot what happened with her own father, but it seemed to me that she was looking for a father, and she found that in him. And now that she's getting older, his fatherly, controlling, misogynistic ways aren't really working for her anymore. And it's like, it's time to cut the ties, girl, and going on about your business, baby. You tried. Y'all made it last 8 years. It's okay to say this ain't working. So Josh comes in the room and was like, it's like he has a leash around your neck. There have been plenty of times where he said, if I'm not going, you're not going. That's a problem. That's a problem, Latrice. That's not normal. That's not normal for a husband to say, if he not going somewhere, you can't go. That is literally like a dog with a leash. Like, you're an adult woman. You know how to walk and talk and fend for yourself. Like, so you can't go out with your friends without him, or you can't go out, period, without. Like, that's control. Like, what? No, that's not acceptable behavior from anybody. So she was like, I love hard, so I put my family above me, and it does deplete my happiness, but I feel like that's life. No, that's not life. That's not life at all. That's something that you're choosing for yourself that's hurting yourself. Like, you're doing this to you at this point, because you don't have to put nobody else's happiness before your own. Girl, please. You only got one life that we know, and you gonna live it for other people, child. So she starts to cry. And at first I thought she was faking, because I didn't see no tears until that one tear finally came out the side. And I was like, okay, so she really is upset. And Josh was like, do you feel you're happy? And she was like, no, I don't. Well, if you don't feel happy, you need to get up and do something about it. I ain't even got my light on, child. Hold up, y'all. I don't know if that helped any. But another thing that was throwing me off about Latrice is I noticed that when she's having serious conversations, she smirks. And at first I was thinking in my head when I was watching this, is she smirking because this is fake and she can't hold in her laughter? But then as the episode continued on, I noticed that she has a nervous smirk that she does when she's nervous and when she's uncomfortable. So I paid attention to that. So then we go to Letitia. Letitia has said that she moved back in with Glenn at one point and everything was fine. And then she realized that he started back messaging women on Facebook again. She said she felt stupid for believing in him, this, that, and the third. And I was like, well, girl, we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. But them wigs is glued on too tight. You don't listen. So we then see that she meets up with Glenn to exchange their son. They sit down and have a conversation. And Glenn was like, well, maybe I should just delete my social media. Would that make you feel better? I would have been like, would it make you feel better? Whoa! Jesus. So she was like, no, I'm sorry. So then Glenn was like, you playing double dutch with me. I'm not going to do this with you. And she was like, you know what? You're right. I regret having sex with you after the reunion. He was like, you regret having sex with me with your husband? And you made me use a condom? And Letitia was like, why wouldn't I? And I'm like, Letitia, I'm sick of you. I'm really sick of you at this point. We're all sick of you. It's either shit or get off the pot. Like one or the other. Either be with that man and let him cheat in peace, or go on about your business, girl. Like, because you're making a fool out of you. This is not something that he's doing to you at this point. This is something that you're allowing him to do to you. Okay, so you can't continue to blame Glenn. No, you got to look at Letitia, as we learned that's how you really pronounce your name. But like, girl, you're the issue at this point, not Glenn, because Glenn being who the hell Glenn is. He's a liar, he's a manipulator, he's a serial cheater. Okay, he's shown you who he is at this point, and you've shown him that you are a doormat, you weak, and if all he got to do is cry and beg a little bit, and you gonna come back. So, girl, stop. You getting on our nerves. So after that, she tells him that she's thinking about getting her own place. And Glenn was like, well, somewhere along the line, you've forgotten the commitment and sacrifices that this thing takes on both of our parts. And I'm like, this Negro want to be Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. so bad. Like, you the one that forgot it first, sir. Y'all just break up. I understand y'all been together since y'all was high school sweethearts, but it's obvious y'all have outgrown each other and y'all lives are going in two different paths. Stop holding on to something that is obviously negative, that is toxic. It is not fruitful. It is not positive. It's not healthy for not either you all, but your son as well. He's at that age now where he's seeing and hearing and peeping everything. Ugh. So then we go to JJ. JJ at the crib planning a romantic dinner for So Gucci, child. This man up in that house with no shirt on, an apron, his boxer briefs, some socks, and some gold-studded slides. Everything about JJ just screams swap meet. I just cannot with him. The hair, honey, the glasses, the buffoonery. He funny though, but it's just like, I cannot with him. Them gold spiked studded slides, I need for him to burn them outside right now in the trash. Never ever again. And I never want to see you walk around shirtless with just your drawers on. We didn't need to see that, god dog it. So Gucci comes home, and So Gucci, I need for you to just work on your interests when you come in. Tell me some, oh, such a long, hard day at work. Girl, you should just walk in the house. We all know that you know the cameras is there. You had to get mic'd up when you walked in the house. Like that was no, don't do that no more. So he asks her to go change. She goes and changes to some real sexy. Now, let me tell you one thing about So Gucci. So Gucci got a body on her, honey. She has a body, yada, 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 yada. Now, So Gucci got an old lady face, but a young woman body. That's no t-shirt, no shade, honey, because look at me. But she's still a very pretty woman. But she got a body for days, honey. I just need for her to get this together. I don't know if it's like mine where she just got a shadow or what, but it looked like it was more, of a mustard. I need for her to get that together. But love So Gucci, love her. So she tells him that, she's trying to balance work, their marriage, and being there for her daughter who just had a baby. And he like, we empty nesters now. We trying to get it in between me and you. But then he drops the bomb that his mama want to come move in with them. And she was like, you didn't just say yeah, did you? And he was like, baby, just eat your lobster. And So Gucci was like, I ain't about to eat no lobster and you got aura moving up in here. I'm getting the hell up out of here. Baby, when she said, and you got aura, that's an old lady named Aura. Child, Aura is a mess. I'm already knowing because look at who her child is. So I'm knowing she about to be a mess, and I'm ready for her to move on in. She need to move in by the next episode, child. So then we go to Tamara and Damon. They live together now. And we find out she ain't never lived with nobody. So they sit down and talk. And he brings up how he wished that when he came back home, the house would have still been looking like how he left it because she just got stuff thrown all over the place. And Tamara was like, I just think I need my own space. And Damon was like, you just got here. We haven't had sex in 2 months. And he was like, is it something I'm missing? Is there something wrong with me? And Tamara was like, I thought the man that I live with would be when I was married. And I'm like, well, girl, if your convictions were that strong, why did you move in with him? Like, you're a woman of a particular age. Come on now with I just want to punch certain people, like the idiotic decisions that people make, and then want to try to blame it on the other person like it's their issue. Like, you made the decision, love. Nobody put a up to your head and made you move in with him. You knew how you felt before you moved in. So he complained about her not cooking and says that, she was like, well, I work. And he was like, but you sit down in a chair all day. rude and disrespectful. That's just like somebody telling me, like, I sit in the chair all day. I sure in the fuck do. And that still don't mean when I get done sitting in this chair that I want to get up and be slaving over a hot stove every day. That was disrespectful and it was rude though. So I give Tamara that one. He was tripping with that one. So then we go to Akeisha. And Akeisha has a new restaurant that just opened up in the Bronx. Congratulations to her. And her team now have submitted a proposal to open several restaurants on Ferris Street. I'll be glad when they get this Ferris Street thing going. I don't understand why the mayor, the municipality, whatever it is so objective to people going and trying to revitalize and make money for y'all city. Like, that's crazy. Like, you would think people would be like, yes. What is the holdup? So we find out her husband, Willie, is in New York doing sports casting. That's what he does during the football season. So Gucci visits her and they have become really good Judies. So Gucci asked her, has she spoke to Tamara? And she was like, She was like, that Tamara beating on the table? I ain't never seen that Tamara before. So Akeisha refuses to talk to Tamara. She good. In her confessional, she was like, I ain't the person that she need to have an issue with. Letitia was the one who stirred the pot with your relationship, brought in an outsider who was supposedly with your man, but at the reunion, you're coddling her. Tamara, stop with this fake stuff. What is this with you? And to a degree, she has a point. You know what I'm saying? Because that was shady of Letitia to bring that girl on camera. You knew what was going on, but okay, whatever. And according to Akeisha, she's saying that Tamara lied on her when she said that she called the girls ugly, this, that, and the third. I low-key feel like she really did say that. But we don't have no proof, so all we can do is go on, he said, she said at this point. So Marie, Letitia, and Gucci meet up to look at a crib for Letitia. We find out that Marie got a makeup line. She got her hair line, selling weave. She's still doing her medical stuff. She doing the dang on thing. So they discussed how when Letitia decided that she wanted to get her own place, that Gucci was the person that she would most definitely go to. And Gucci was like, I hope you don't do like our other friend and have me looking for properties for them and get another agent to seek them a property. I look on Instagram and I see Latrice on there with a whole nother agent. And Marie was like, I told y'all at the reunion she was a snake. I told y'all. Now, ever since season 1, I have been more on Marie's side regarding this situation with her and Latrice. I've always leaned more towards what Marie has been saying because there has always just been something really sneaky about Latrice. And, she's admitted certain things that she did that was foul. So I'm really not shocked to hear that she played Gucci. So Marie was like, if you really wait a minute, what'd she say? Oh, so Marie, after that, Marie, Gucci, and Letitia talking, and Marie asked her if she really mean business, has she taken a cookie away from Glenn? And she was like, I sat on his D at the reunion, and my vibrator is charged up and working. And Marie was like, girl, I ain't buying that. You gonna continue to give him the D. And we all looking like we agree with you, Marie. We 100% agree with you. Girl, you might move out the house, but you still gonna be going over there slobbing on his knob like corn on the cob. Like, girl, stop. So Latrice tells Josh that Gucci told her that she had a building ready to go and she actually didn't. And she was like, she wasn't moving fast enough for me. It seemed like she was more so worried about exercising. Shade. But if you felt that way, why didn't you talk to her and let her know, hey, I got a time frame. If you can't make this, I'm gonna have to move forward, instead of just not saying anything and then popping up with a whole new agent. It's just about the way that you handle things with people. You know what I'm saying? So Josh was like, am I gonna be upstairs and have my own suite, or am I gonna be downstairs in the retail department selling hair? And Latrice was like, you gonna be downstairs. You need to figure out if you're gonna do makeup or if you're gonna be goddess lengths. So Josh was like, this is what aggravates me. I don't have any help, and there are days where I text you and you don't respond. Now, see, the dynamics between they relationship is already off balance, with him starting off by saying, this is what aggravates me. At the end of the day, this is your employer and you're an employee. They have blurred the lines too much between employee and friend. So this dynamic ain't gonna work at all. And then the stuff that's going on at the crib, adding to it, nah, bruh. So Latrice was like, yeah, and that's exactly how it goes. I pay you. Now, true, you are the boss. You don't have to respond. But at the end of the day, when it comes to your business and you want your business to thrive, you would think that you would answer certain phone calls when it comes to your business. So Josh was like, no, it's not. Your attitude is messed up. Once again, the lines have crossed. So Latrice was like, the issue between me and you staying in my home, it's no respect. And Josh was like, I respect you. And she was like, no, you don't. You don't respect my house or my husband. And I was like, oh, so that's where this conversation is going. Daddy told you to check him after that incident that happened in the kitchen when y'all was filming. He felt some type of way that he was coming to him like that on camera. Now it all makes sense. But at this point, it wasn't clicking in my head, y'all, because like I said, Latrice has a nervous smirk that she does on her face. So I'm looking like, is she trying to hold back laughing or is she nervous? You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, it was a nervous smirk. So Josh was like, it's like when you're in front of your husband, you're all for your husband. And then when you're not, you have all these problems. So I don't know what place to be in, which is a valid point. Like you talk ish about your husband behind his back and say how unhappy you are, this, that, and the third. But then when you in his face, it's like, okay, daddy, whatever you say, daddy. It's like, good girl. But at the end of the day, I get what he's saying, but anybody with common sense would know that's their business. You talk to me about your husband, I listen. But that's the extent of where it go to. Or you just tell her, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to hear anything else about him. You know what I'm saying? Because it taints my view of him and it make me feel some type of way. So Latrice was like, you need to be in a friend's place. And he was like, well, your husband is an a-hole and you know it. He doesn't have the best looking body. He barely can speak. I mean, I was like, did he just say that about this girl husband, not only in her face, but on camera where the world is going to see this, and you stand in this man's house? That was disrespectful. And Latrice, you should have chin checked him. I don't know if you did and they just didn't show it, but you should have went off on him. Like, how dare you? Like, at the end of the day, that is my husband. You are my employee and we are doing you a favor. It's just certain lines that you don't cross, whether you feel that way or not. And now looking back on that scene, it was obvious that she was not only shocked that he was saying all the stuff that he was saying, but that he was saying it on camera. And you could tell she didn't know what to do. Like, she was looking like, this dude is actually fronting on me in front of these cameras. Like, what is going on? So Josh was like, I feel the only reason y'all want me gone is mainly because of Cliff, because y'all don't want nobody to know what's really going on. I don't think y'all should be married. And it's like, he is putting them on super blast. And I don't know if he was doing this because he's actually worried about her. I don't know if he's witnessed something that has been like, and he's trying to use this show as a way to help her get out. I don't know, but that was a lot. That was a lot going on. So Latrice, after that, is at the bar. This is the last 10 minutes of the episode, child. Latrice is at the bar called M Bar with her homegirl, Mandy. She happens to run into Josh. They end up all filming with each other. Cliff pulls up on her because he found out. And producers at first get the audio. You got somebody trying to get a camera together, trying to hurry up and get this on camera. So Cliff was like, if you come to M Bar, you tell me you tell me you going to M Bar. Don't wait to the last minute. First of all, who are you talking to? You are not her father. She don't have to report in to you. You ain't her CO. You ain't her parole officer. Who are you? Howard Hewitt? Boy, get out of here. So she was like, it really was last minute. I mean, she just let him talk to her any kind of way. So Cliff was like, you don't got no last minute when you dealing with me. Oh, I don't? Because you going to have a minute left on this earth if you keep on talking to me crazy, Fred Sanford. So he was like, I can correct all this shit right now. You don't tell me I ain't gonna film. What the F? You don't tell me what I'm gonna do. You know I don't play that. You understand what the F I'm saying? Oh, he is very verbally abusive. Very verbally abusive. That's not normal, Latrice. That's not normal behavior. From a husband, a boyfriend, a friend, that's not normal. Not normal. So Cliff was like, come on, we fitting her. You can't talk to me when you walking around talking about fitting her. Come on, we fitting to have a talk before this shit film. I'm unplugging this mic. So he trying to hurry up and have this conversation before the cameras go up, not knowing that they still catching all of this, you dingbat. So he was like, I'm unplugging this mic. Ain't a goddamn thing getting filmed around here. Take your mic off. Get on mic. Like, he just telling her. And she like, okay. And her friend just looking like, this is a mess. Like, and Latrice said in her confessional, she was embarrassed. And you ought to have been, because ain't no way. So they go outside and Cliff was like, you ain't finna come out here without my effing permission. Then you tell me, oh, you can't be in the scene. So he was mad that she told him that he couldn't be in the scene because it was supposed to have been her filming with Mandy, having a little girls' night, a little drink. She ended up running into Josh. He got in. It was supposed to just be a little Judy section, a little Kiki. And he feeling some type of way based off of what happened in that kitchen scene. Okay, follow me. So Latrice was like, no, I was saying me and Mandy and Josh is kind of like homeboy, homegirl thing. And he was like, no, MF'er, then you don't want me here? Y'all be talking about me or something? Nervous much? So Latrice was like, what do we got to talk about you for? He was like, are you mic'd up? And she was like, yes. So he was like, take your mic off. So she taking her mic off. He grabs it, throws it on the ground. You gonna pay for that. And grabs her by her arm. And she was like, don't grab me like that. And he was like, let's go talk. So it's giving me very much that this is what he does at home. So Latrice is like, you need to calm the F down. You acting like I'm trying to hide something. How am I hiding something filming at M-Bar? He was like, keep being low like the snake you are. That's some snake-ish. Wow. Keep being low like the snake you are. That's some snake-ish. Mind you, he pointed his finger in her face. So it gives me very much, he yokes her up at home probably. Grabs her up at home. Holds her up against the wall and points his finger in her face. That's what this very much gives me, which is all abusive. I'm just saying what I feel. So he was like, B, somebody talking about, I'm going to snap Josh, that MFers. You better check your MFing friend if they say anything about me. If they can't respect me, then goddamn, they don't need to be with you. He won't film with you no more. And she was like, all right. So it's giving me somehow, some way, I feel like somebody in production must have told him about the conversation that took place at the salon. I mean, at the hair place or whatever. And he thought that it was about to be another Let's Bash Cliff session with him not being around. Now, granted, he's right. You don't allow nobody to talk about your husband. You know what I'm saying? You don't allow that. I 100% agree that. But it's the way that you talk to somebody. And you reprimanded her like she was a 2-year-old, like she was a toddler. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious that they have some very bad arguments and things at that house. He's controlling of her. He want to know where she at, what she doing at all times. And that comes from probably the fact that she's younger and he thinks that she's going to leave him for somebody else. It gives me very much, it feels like he feels like she's only with him for what he got. He's very insecure. and he is verbally abusive. And I have yet to watch her interview with Carlos, but I did see a little snippet, and it seemed like she was just giving excuse after excuse after excuse. But you need to leave, girl. You got your own money, your own business. Hopefully it ain't tied up with nothing that got to do with him, but you need to divorce him and go on about your life, girl, because that ain't healthy. You need therapy for yourself to figure out why you are with a man like that and allowing him to treat you like that. You need to work on your daddy issues. You need to deal with Latrice, okay? Because he old and he's stuck in his ways at the end of the day. So you need to leave that situation. So I'm going to give tonight's episode a Belle Collective an A. They came with a bang. I'll give them that much. I'm excited about this season to see how everything is going to play out. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about last night's episode down below in the comments section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.